What's up, guys? The attendance tonight was 18,881. The gate was 15.9 million, the fourth highest gate in UFC history. The fight of the night was Swanson and Feely. If you were at the press conference, you know they talked me into two fight of the nights. We feel there weren't two fight of the nights, so we gave Talbot, Pfeiffer, Macy, and Pereira $50,000. So congratulations to them.
Dana, one of the most chaotic UFC events in history.
It's been a hell of a month, boys.
I guess talk to me now. I mean, obviously it ended with an exclamation point, but just getting over and through this event with everything that happened up until tonight, how are you feeling right now that's in the rear view? I'm
literally getting on a plane and going to my house in Maine, and I don't want to I'm turning my phone off. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to see anybody. It's been challenging, but fun. You know, when you have guys like Diego, you know, the guys that were involved in the co-main event tonight are just absolute studs. And think about this. Diego gets the call. He's not going to make weight. No problem. I'll take the fight. Right? That right there is already mentally challenging. You know, when you're on weight, you're going to do it, and you have to accept this fight. You know, we see it all the time. How many guys don't accept the fight and don't do it, right? Then he gets the call that he's out, and we want to put somebody else in, and he accepts the fight. And it's a completely different style than what he trained for, and he still takes the fight. The guy he was supposed to fight is ranked in the top 3. This guy's like one above him. I mean, the mental challenges that were thrown at this kid tonight. And then Dan Ige, I'm assuming he had already ordered the fight and was ready to sit home and watch the fight tonight. And now he's in the co-main event. So you couldn't have two bigger studs than these two guys tonight. Incredible.
It's one of the most memorable things that's ever happened. They both got done and said, hey, we'd like to fight at the Sphere. Do you think that's something you can do for both those guys and put them on that card after what they did tonight?
I do. I'll do anything for these guys. So, yeah.
Fantastic. So that was a great story in the co-main, and then the main event, exclamation point there. I mean, Alex Pereira, even more dominant than the first time around. I guess, what did you think of his performance tonight?
Yeah, I mean, he looked incredible. Fight started just like the last fight, chopping that calf kick, you know, busting his leg up. And then, I mean, oh, he got saved by the bell. No, he didn't. Yeah, no, he didn't. It was incredible. I mean, that guy is a monster. Absolute monster. And Jiri, again, we're talking about two guys who stepped up. You know, pretty sure both of these guys had nagging little injuries too, you know, and didn't give a shit. Came in and fought.
Yeah. A lot of people are saying Alex Pereira at heavyweight is awfully intriguing. I know we got Jones and Stipe, we got Aspinall and Blades.
I'm standing up there with the belt, and I had Joe Rogan in my ear the whole time we were up there. Let him fight heavyweight. Come on. Just do it. So, I know that's what people want to see. We'll see how this whole thing plays out.
Is there any chance that he injects himself into Jones Stipe, for instance? Or, I mean, you still committed to that?
Yeah, no, we're definitely committed to that. I mean, you know how I feel about John Jones, you know, as far as where he sits in the pound-for-pound rankings and the all-time rankings. And then Stipe is, you know, looked at as the greatest heavyweight of all time, so they deserve that fight.
Last thing I want to ask you about, Michael Chandler was here this weekend. You know, we talked to him. He said, listen, I'm still waiting around. I'm not letting him off the hook. What do you think? At this point, do you recommend Michael Chandler waits for Conor McGregor, or do you feel like it's time to throw some different names at him and get Michael Chandler back in the octagon?
I never recommend waiting. Time is not your friend in this business, but, you know, Michael's been around for a long time. He's accomplished a lot of things. He's at that point in his career. Maybe that's what he wants to do. He's not a dumb guy. He's a smart kid, so whatever he wants to do.
Do you have any time updates on Conor, like how the toe's healing?
No. I'm not even talking about Conor until Conor's done, ready to fight, and all that stuff. So.
Yeah. Aside from Conor, like the last time he fought, Alex Pereira and Diego Lopez weren't even on the UFC roster. So when you signed Alex and you had Diego kind of step in on short notice, did you know what you were getting with those guys? Because since then, they've become two of the most reliable and popular fighters on the entire roster.
It's incredible, right? I mean, no, I don't think like that, especially when you have a guy that's coming in from kickboxing, you know, has this long kickboxing career and is older coming into the UFC. I think the exact opposite. This guy's not going to do very well here. He's going to get taken down, smashed, submitted, you know, all that kind of stuff. But, man, was I wrong.
And I know you've had a lot of big free agent signings like Chandler, MVP, Kayla Harrison, but Alex Pereira has to be up there for, you know, just biggest free agent signings you've had in promotion history.
No doubt about it. Could not agree with you more.
What did you make of Ian Gary's?
How come there's fucking... How many helicopters have you seen in Las Vegas fucking ever, right? We do press conferences and it sounds like a fucking MASH unit here or something. This is insane.
What did you make of Ian Gary's performance against MVP?
Yeah, you know, Sean and Mick felt that fight would play out exactly the way it did. We talked about leading up to this fight. I had that fight a draw. Yeah. I mean, if they came out and said that fight was a draw, that's exactly what I thought that fight was too. Obviously, Ian won the first round. MVP won the second round, and it was 50-50 in the third round. You know what I mean? What was crazy was MVP had that top position, and he gave it up. He could have just rode that thing out and won the round. He stood up and gave up that top position. This is fucking crazy. You have another question for me?
Yeah. Ian said that he wants to fly to Manchester and is willing to weigh in as a backup for the welterweight title fight. Is that something you'd be willing to entertain?
I don't know. I'm not. You know how I am. I don't think about that stuff until later.
And then just two last ones for me. Michelle Watterson announced retirement. You had the video package queued up. What did you know, just reflect on her career with you?
I love her. I love her family. And they're such awesome human beings. And it's always rough when you see, you know, one of the longtime fighters and you know, somebody that you truly care about. That's her last fight, and you know, when they stood up at the end of the third round, both her eyes were swollen, and you know, I say it all the time. This isn't a job. This is an opportunity, and time catches up with everybody in all of sports. And tonight was her night. So, you know, it's like a prank or something. This is so crazy. I love her family, and I wish her nothing but the best. I told her tonight this will always be her home. You know, you ever want to come work out at the PI, you want to have lunch there, or you want to just use an office, whatever you want to do, it's always your home.